The ANC leadership, about 80 to 100, if you include the ex-official members of the National Executive Committee, they are arriving in drips and drabs really here at Irene, at this hotel that is behind us, for this crucial meeting of the National Executive Committee of the ANC. This is a meeting, Kathy, that takes place just about a week or so after the elections, and it's expected to deliberate on the formation of the next government. What the ANC calls cadre deployment. Who is going to be deployed where will be one of the key issues that we expect will be on the table as the ANC leadership meets here.
Tulas, you say that is the first time that the ANC's top leadership is going to be together. Of course, they're likely to also reflect on this year's elections.
Absolutely, there will be much reflection about the performance of the party in the elections. The ANC getting about 62% of the vote compared to about 66% in the 2009 election. Areas of concern include a sharp decline in the province of Gauteng, where the ANC ended up settling at around 53%, which was about a 10% decline in terms of the votes that it garnered in the province. You will expect that there'll be a lot of debate about the causes and the reasons behind the performance there. You know all about the differences between the provincial leadership of the ANC and at times with the national leadership of the ANC, the provincial leadership of Gauteng. So you can expect that there'll be a lot of soul searching really as to what led to this sharp decline, but also the key issue of what to do next now, issues such as the deployment of the premiers in the 8 provinces that the ANC was able to hold on to in the election.
And Tulas, of course, just outside of the deployment of premiers, we also have speculation that many of the departments, some of the departments the ANC feels are useless. They're going to be cancelled. Do we have any information yet on what some of those departments are going to be?
Well, Kathy, at the January 8th statement in Mbombela, President Jacob Zuma spoke about a reconfiguration of government. And subsequently, we've heard some ANC leaders sort of denying and sort of backtracking from that as to what was meant by that. But he did speak about a reconfiguration of government. So since then, there's been a lot of speculation about the necessity of having all these cabinet ministers, about 34 or so cabinet posts in President Jacob Zuma's cabinet, which is significantly higher than the cabinet of former President Mbeki and the late former President Nelson Mandela. So a lot of speculation has gone into it, really. Some departments that are being mentioned, you have 3 departments that really deal with the economy, the Department of Finance, Economic Development, and you also have the National Planning Department, which also sets policy in terms of the course of the country economically. So there'll be a lot of soul searching there as well as to whether all these 3 departments are needed, and if so, who's to lead those departments. We know the departure of Trevor Manuel leaves the possibility for someone new to come in there. And a lot of speculation around people such as NEC member Tito Mboweni, former Reserve Bank governor. So this will be a key meeting, and this is where a lot of the decisions will be influenced, Kathy, because when we talk about cabinet, certainly people serve in cabinet at the invitation only of the president. So all those decisions lie with the president. But this one here will focus really on the proposals made by the provinces for the top three names in each of the provinces as to who they would prefer to see as premier in the various provinces.
And certainly Gauteng is going to be a very interesting one to look at. When we look at the issue of presidents and deputy presidents, rather, Tulas, when is this going to come into consideration for the ANC? What will they really be looking at? Of course, the inauguration is taking place at the weekend.
Absolutely, Kathy. Well, that's another decision that is at the discretion of the president, because, you know, the deputy president is really part of the cabinet and serves at the invitation of the president. Now, the preference for the ANC appears to be for the president of the ANC to be the president of the country and the deputy president of the ANC to be the deputy president of the country. But President Jacob Zuma can really take a decision to appoint whoever he prefers to appoint. You'll know all about the considerations such as the demographic representation, issues such as gender will be considered by the president. But at the end of the day, it's a decision that President Jacob Zuma will have to take. But one does expect, given the outcomes of recent ANC processes, it would really take a lot to see President Jacob Zuma going beyond Cyril Ramaphosa to look for a deputy president.
Know more about your world.
eNCA.com